Here's a slightly inconvenient truth about the human body. It ships with no manual, no source code, and a warranty nobody will confirm the length of. It's the most complicated machine most of us will ever own, and also the one we understand the least. Doctors are the people who spend an entire career reverse engineering it, usually while we cheerfully ignore every sensible thing they tell us to do. The 1st of July is Doctor's Day, which is essentially the calendar's way of reminding us to be marginally less awful to these people for at least 24 hours. Which brings me to today's guest. While most of us are quietly losing a battle with a flight of stairs, Brigadier Dr. A.P. Radhakrishnan spent close to 40 years practicing medicine in places the rest of us would struggle to find on a map. He ran the medicine departments at military hospitals in Jaipur and Shillong. He worked as a non-invasive cardiologist at Military Hospital Secunderabad, which is a fancy way of saying he could tell you exactly what your heart was up to without cutting you open. He served across armed forces hospitals going back to 1990, taught internal medicine to a generation of younger doctors, and collected 2 commendation cards along the way, one from the Chief of Army Staff and one from the Eastern Command. These are not participation trophies. He now works as a senior consultant in medicine, where he deals in the 2 things every Indian should be quietly terrified of and almost nobody takes seriously: blood sugar and the human heart. Diabetes and cardiology, the slow motion problems that don't make for dramatic television but quietly run the actuarial tables. So on this Doctor's Day, we wanted to sit down with someone who has watched Indian medicine from the inside for 4 decades, from the discipline of a military hospital to the machinery of a modern private one, and ask him what all of it has actually taught him. Let's get into it.
Let's start from the beginning, doctor. So, where are you from and why do you do what you do?
Well, I am from Kochi, Karnataka in Kerala.
Mm.
Well, I studied at AFM's Armed Forces Medical College. So I was in service for about 34 years. So I came on retirement and joined this Kendra Hospital Padadipara in Kochi. Yes. And I am a physician, specialized in internal medicine. Well, why I am doing it? Because I am already in the profession. I was in the army doing the same profession. So I continue the same here also in civil service.
So, doctor, let's get this out of the way first, right? Every Indian household has that one uncle who says that don't trust doctors, just take the turmeric milk, right? Have you personally lost a patient to WhatsApp forward? And more seriously, when you're standing there and making that split-second call about someone's life, sometimes you might not have all the facts with you and you might have a queue of like 20 more patients outside.
Yes.
How do you handle uncertainty? And because also you have patients screaming at you, which is not part of your MBBS syllabus. How do you handle so much uncertainty?
Yeah, there's a tough call indeed and a very relevant question you are asking. At times we do get bogged down with the work. And pressure is genuine actually, and it's not consistent. Our workload keeps fluctuating. Certain seasons is too heavy. And from the patient's perspective, they keep waiting for sometimes 2 hours or more. They start losing their patients. The biggest challenge for doctors is to maintain calm in such high pressure situations. We try to reason out and we generally try to persevere patients. But what happens is that these problems are encountered only in the initial few days of your practice at a particular station. Eventually, your patients are all familiar to you and you are familiar with the patients. So there's a rapport which is getting established. So ultimately, you realize that majority of the patients do understand in what state of affairs you are working under, and they tend to accept. And there are some odd patients, definitely. Everybody is of not the same way. Some of them do come up with tough questions nowadays because the social media explosion is there. Knowledge can be accessed by anyone at any time, anywhere. So as a result, people already they Google about you before they get an appointment. And then they come over prepared to ask questions about the disease with the information they gathered from the net. So such people, of course, you have to be tactful in handling. You know, you should not lose patience also. Some of the questions from the doctor's perspective may not be very relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot show in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
We have to actually respect their sentiments also. That's a good game to play also, in a way.
Yeah.
So eventually you manage to strike a balance.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel over a period of time one gets used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, doctors usually are under pressure. Like, we have odd working hours, sometimes extended working hours.
Yeah.
And we also have our families, family requirements, people waiting at home. So we had to satisfy both the sides, family as well as the patients. So, but then eventually, I suppose one learns the trick.
Yeah.
It's a type of working, and besides, medicine is a vastly advancing field,
Mm-hmm.
advancement, and we had to keep up with the terms for Johns. So every day we had to read something. We had to attend the CMEs. And we had to sometimes make very quick and fast and sound decisions if when an emergency times up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's entertaining also because there are a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
It all depends upon the person also, how he prepares to face it. The most important, I feel, is that the patient comes, we have to empathize with them. We should show them compassion, and we have to trust a relationship with the patient.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the biggest challenge to begin with.
Mm.
And then eventually everything will gets into place.
Yeah, that was also my second question. On Doctor's Day, everyone claps, sends a nice WhatsApp forward to you, maybe gives you a pen and all that. But that's a scene part, right? Nobody sees a doctor who has not slept in 30 hours or running on coffee and just willpower, right?
Yeah.
Almost exactly what the patient needs, but can't give it because sometimes, they also are so tired. So,
Yes.
what is the one thing about this job that would actually shock a patient if they actually saw it? Like the stuff that like doesn't make it to a thank you card, but still, the unseen part of the profession, according to you.
Yeah. No, probably, yeah, over a period of time, well, the many long-term patients, they don't know.
Mm.
But people come for short visits and all, they are not generally aware
Mm-hmm.
under what circumstances doctors are
Yeah.
working.
Mm.
Because we also have emotional stress, we also have burnout, and in diseases, states sometimes which decision to take. And then we had to consult our colleagues, refer to literature. But these aspects, many patients, they are not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
We are stressed also sometimes in decision making. And even when we return come back to our home, often we think about the particular patient and we refer to like information, either textbooks or even the net. And then we make a treatment plan for complicated cases.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, patients are not aware, and of course, many patients, since they are not aware, they don't express the gratitude also. So we cannot blame them, and doctors don't have the time and any interest in conveying to them also what all efforts are going behind.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have generally have the time, and we carry on with our work because doctors eventually get used to
Mm-hmm.
the work where they don't expect anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to ask something a bit more pointed, if that's all right. So, a lot of what's broken in healthcare, it's not just about doctors, it's about how the system works.
Yes.
Because you might not have enough doctors, or doctors might have to fill the beds. So, doctors are sometimes pushed towards tests rather than just treating and sending someone home, right? So, in your experience, what is the one incentive in the system that is like quietly damaging the system?
No, you see, healthcare system that lately has got more complex.
Mm-hmm.
With advances in technology, high input investment required to establish a proper hospital. So it has gone into corporatization. Now most of the hospitals are corporates. So it has gone into business mode. So
Yeah.
that has many of the doctors because after medical profession is primarily a service to society.
Mm.
So now that is getting into business mode, but I suppose that is inevitable. That has happened in many of the countries outside abroad also, like US and all.
Mm-hmm.
So the done is that of course the patients who can pay get the best treatment possible, and they can go to the best equipped hospital, best experts. But
Mm-hmm.
the people who cannot pay or who don't have proper insurance, they tend to suffer in such a system.
Yeah.
what I find is that many of our colleagues, we are get a little upset about the thing, but then we are unable to do anything about it. The doctors are just mere cogs in the wheel. Oh, we are simple workers in the hospital, and the investors are basically business guys, business people.
Yeah.
There's one system which is unfortunate. In an ideal situation, well, just like food, even the medical care should also be offered free to citizens, like what is happening in Europe. But that is very, very challenging. India's got a huge population lot, and we are not a rich country. So our country cannot afford, even if we want to.
What's your general take about AI and healthcare and the entire future about it? I won't ask you the boring version of the question why people are using AI, but what if AI starts handling more of your paperwork? Will that make you a better doctor? Like, will it allow you to give more time to your patients? Or do you think it will make the next generation of doctors less sharp because it's leaning more on the machine part of it?
Well, these are all pertinent questions, and nobody has a definite answer. What I feel is that whether you like it or not, AI will be coming to medicine also. It has already started coming. And there are certain areas where AI outperforms the humans. For example, like reading an MRI scan or even reading a CT scan, the reports are much better than even expert radiologists. Oh, this is just the beginning. And decision making also now AI is going to take over in a big way. But I don't feel that that means there is no human role behind it. The humans will have to always do the major part, like uh, choosing the decisions and applying to the appropriate patients. Because patients is not just a collection of data alone. There are a lot of other factors which cannot be quantized. For example, emotional background, the social background. Many such factors have to be keyed in the final decision making. Patients' pain capabilities. So AI is definitely is going to come, and is definitely is welcome. And all the new generation have to learn AI. They cannot escape it. It's just like computers. When the computers came, there is a talk, well, it's going to take all the job of people around. So only computers will be like doing the job, and men will have no job. But actually, it created more jobs. But similarly, I feel AI will also create more jobs, and it will be very fascinating to see because technology is ultimately going to gain more and more power for all of us. Make use of it in a better way. Yes, it should be there. AI.
Okay. Have you done any courses related to AI or try to understand ChatGPT or?
Well, frankly, I not attended any course, but then of course I've been reading about it quite a bit here and there. Sometimes on the net, sometimes some articles in newspapers and all. So I consider myself a bit illiterate, but at times I do use the chat GPT tool. I fill in some data of my patients and I'm sitting idle at home. Check whether my final conclusion is right or wrong. So
Okay.
to get a satisfaction, yes, I'm generally going okay. So that's why I'm using AI now. I already had to make the decision of the workplace that I do immediately. And then when I go home, I check back. That's only for complex cases, like, in our intensive care units.
Okay.
We have multiple dangerous drugs or interventions to do for that.
So last question, doctor. Today, everyone is celebrating doctors, right? But is there something which is like happening quietly right now that sort of worries you when patients are coming and interacting with you?
See, well, that's also a very tricky problem because of the widespread use of social media, a lot of misinformation being spread across, and anybody can spread a misinformation. And it is rather difficult to control. And NEET, what happened recently, and the re-examination, these things are inevitable now because any person, any cook, sitting in a corner can create havoc in the system. It's happening even abroad also. Even the US also it has happened. Even Pentagon people have created, hacking and all that. So with the advance in technology and since young people they are more wizards in technology which is used. So anybody can create problem, of course. The monitoring agents or the government agencies have to be perpetually vigilant. That's a tough order. It's just like terrorists attacking, the people across different parts of the world. These hackers can attack any time.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be proper regulatory authorities. I think they are doing whatever they can.
Mm-hmm.
And with every situations like this, any complication when arise, they acquire more skill or knowledge on how to tackle it in future. So we cannot. I feel frankly blaming anybody is not fair.
Mm-hmm.
But after all, these people are also doing their job day in and day out. So they are also stressed.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, for example, for the NEET exam, they use even Air Force flights to take the question papers to different centers.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this.
Yeah. So some people criticize why should the defense forces be used.
Mm-hmm.
I feel why not? Because defense, when I was in the army, I had gone for when there are landslides and all. I saw Russian there with my medical team.
Mm-hmm.
So even though that's not our primary job, then we can save our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a tough situation. Seeking the assistance from the army or defense forces is not a bad idea. In fact, it helps. So the government does their bit in circumventing such situations.
Mm-hmm.
But then these things will keep happening again and again. It has happened earlier also. The earlier papers have been leaking, say, in my time also when I was in college and all. But at that time, it was not getting caught. I feel now it is getting caught easily.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That should be another aspect of the whole problem. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, doctor.